Welcome to Friends at Gameology, hosted by MoonlightCrew.com.
Reviews for science.
In 7 minutes or less. Game of Thrones, the card game. This Game of Thrones, the card game, is differentiated between the other one, with the still shots from the HBO series. The other one is an illustrated version. We played it once, so I don't know the other one we've played once, so I don't know the differences or similarities very much to speak to that. But in this game, you go head-to-head, two-player game, and you initiate combat, you have intrigue challenges, and you try to get 15 of these tokens to win. You can steal these from your opponent with challenges. You can win them by having challenges that are unopposed, by having characters with renown, by winning dominance. It's all about trying to get these tokens 15 to win the game. Simplicity versus complexity.
I think this game is simple yet complex. So you have just these 7 phases, and one of the phases is draw. So you do everything. You pick a plot, you draw, you put the cards, or you get your money and put the cards out that you want, you challenge, then you see who has dominance, and then you pretty much clean up, which they make that into 2 more phases after that. You stand everyone up, and then you give everybody back. So that's easy enough, and that happens every turn, and that's how you play until someone has 15. But what's difficult is that all these cards have text, and there's a lot of unique cards in this deck. There are some that are duplicates, but a lot of times they're going to be unique, and so it's going to be like, what does that one say? Oh, because it could affect what I do. If it has something that affects the card I don't want to challenge, or I will definitely challenge that. So there is some complexity when we're talking about card text.
I find this game to be pretty simple. The rule book is well laid out in that it shows you all the parts of the cards. The thing is that there's just a lot of different icons and numbers. There's 3 of these types of icons you use to challenge, and there's strength, and there's keywords, and there's 3 different icons in here with your plot cards and the text, and there's sometimes cards that give you gold. So it's involved, but I think it's kind of simple. Once you play, you'll get it. Luck versus strategy.
I think this game has a lot of luck. This is one of those games where you can build up your engine and think you're doing great, and then your opponent just has that one card that's like, nope, and he just destroys it. And that's happened to me every time we've played this game, that I'm like, oh, man. And I was able to come back, but it's still like that happens. That's the luck factor of, or that's just the game. And so, but I do think there's strategy in this game when we talk, because they're the different houses. There's 2 houses included in this game. It's the Starks and the Lannisters. The Lannisters have lots of money, and the Starks have lots of, I think, just power. And so I don't have a lot of money to work with, but what I do have is pretty powerful. So I think there definitely is some strategy to me in that.
Molly's right that there's strategy, but I find this to be a very lucky random game. Because you don't choose your decks. This isn't the type where you put your deck together beforehand. It's pre-constructed, and you use what you've been given, and it's shuffled up, and you just draw from the top. And that sometimes does not come together. And often when we've played, it seems like it hasn't come together for one or both of us. And there's very little ways, I find, to mitigate the luck in this game. Fun versus boring. I don't like this game. I find this not to be a fun game. It feels to me like 2 of the negative aspects of Magic the Gathering, which I do like, were...
The game, not the negative aspects.
Right, I like the game, but the 2 negative aspects that I feel like this derived from something that makes it feel like the bad aspects of Magic the Gathering are where you get too much mana and too little mana. Too much gold with the Lannisters, and I can play out my entire hand, but then I'm only drawing 2 cards a turn, and I have no more resources. When those cards are gone, I'm only drawing 2, and I can't replenish my forces. As the Starks, not enough money. My hand, whenever I play the Stark, is huge. I always have I get like 2 gold a turn, I can play 1 card, and then I just have a gigantic hand that I can't do anything with. So it's like too much mana, too little mana. Too much gold, too little gold. And I find that to just be unfun.
Yeah, this game is not my game either. And I think what I was saying earlier, I don't like the feeling I get mid-game of just being like, oh, I hate this. Because that's how I feel when something happens and I've worked really hard, especially as maybe the Starks, when I only have 2 gold and I spend all of it, and I get this really good guy out, and then he's just dead. Like, I didn't even get a chance to defend. The Lannisters just say, that guy's dead. I'm like, oh, he just died. I can come back, and I did, and I have, but it just is just, I don't like that feeling I get mid-game. So if you don't like that, this is definitely a brawl game. It's definitely a take that kind of game, and I think I'm a little over over the feeling of that in mid-game. So it's not my cup of tea. That being said, if you like Game of Thrones, this is definitely that theme. I haven't read the books or seen the TV show. It's not for me. But I've heard a lot of great things about it, and it has those characters. So if you really want to be in the universe, here you go.
Yeah, as the stills, you have Tyrion Lannister with a still shot from the show. You have Bronn and Cersei and Joffrey, locations,
Snow,
like events that happen.
Throne.
So if you want to immerse in the theme, that's here because they like Joffrey Baratheon says response after a lord or lady character is killed, Joffrey Baratheon gains 1 power from the power bank, which is how you win the power. So you'd be like, oh, that makes sense for Joffrey. And there's a lot of things that make sense that if you are into the theme, that may help you like this game a lot more.
Without having to do the LCG
right
feel. Because this is not an LCG, whereas the other one we know about is. Every time we get to multiples of 500 subscribers on YouTube, we give away a free glitter painting of your favorite geeky thing. So make sure to subscribe now on YouTube.
Because it could be you that wins.
BGG rating, because we jumped the gun again.
Did it again.
Oh, man, it's embarrassing.
I'd give this a 3 for how little I want to play it.
Yeah, I'd give it a 2 or 3. Same. So since we did it out of order, this feels weird. Game of Thrones, we presented the evidence.
You be the judge.